Have you ever wrestled your friend outdoors on the grass in the middle of the night, drunk as hell, fighting until the end, fighting until one of you gives up, and then you get up and you shake hands and you smile at each other and you tell each other how they did a good job and you wish you used another technique so you could have won? Because I have, and it was freaking awesome. Although I don't remember much of it because I was too drunk, which kind of sucks. But anyway, now that you have imagined that scenario taking place, a bunch of guys, two of them wrestling on the ground, getting scratches on their skin because it's a goddamn lawn, it's not a perfect mattress to be wrestling on, everyone cheering around you, and you get up and you shake your hands and you smile at each other and you think that was freaking awesome, and you have bonded even more now because you had this playful fight with each other. Now that you have this image in your head, can you imagine doing that same thing with a woman? And the answer is obviously no. You couldn't. No one could. Of course, you wouldn't do the same thing with a woman. And the point I want to make in this video is actually twofold. First of all, I have seen on the internet people unironically say that men and women can't be friends. And I do not understand why not, because I have a couple of female friends myself, and I just genuinely do not understand how some people say that seriously and with a, what do you mean? But then at the same time, I do want to emphasize in this video the difference between having a female friend and a male friend and how big of a difference it makes. So those are the two things I wish to discuss in this video. So first of all, as I said, I have a couple of female friends. I don't hang out with them much, and I especially don't hang out with them much so that it would be just the two of us, just the female friend and me. So usually it's always the woman and the boyfriend or fiance. It's pretty much never just the woman. And there's been a couple of cases in the past, especially when I was younger and I was kind of less masculine myself, I would describe that to be the case. But without going too deeply into that, what I was like when I was young, I did talk online with these female friends way more than I do now. And the reason was because I was going through this phase of being single and I needed to discuss basically my feelings and emotions with somebody. And I did not feel comfortable texting my male friends about the problems that I was having emotionally. Even though when I did see my male friends in real life and we went to the sauna, for example, and in the sauna we Finnish people, we talk about everything and anything. And there I would talk with my friends about what I've gone through and how it's been feeling like shit, etc. But there was something about talking about my feelings and emotions at the time was a lot easier for whatever reason with women than with guys. Especially when I want to emphasize the internet here. I was chatting with a couple of my female friends a lot at specific times in my life because it was me venting how I feel about what's been going on in my dating life, which is a fascinating phenomenon. But any case, take that as you will and let me know in the comments if you have any experience or knowledge of that, because I haven't really thought about that yet. I haven't really been analyzing why that is and what it meant for me personally, but it's just interesting to see in hindsight. Because now, as I said, I pretty much only see my female friends when I also see their boyfriends. So, nevertheless, even during my time of being single and me venting about things to these women, there was never a problem of being a friend with a woman. At that time, I did see some of those female friends one-to-one, and there was never a problem. That's the reason why I don't really understand when some people say that you can't be friends with, men can't be friends with women. It's so strange to me, because why on earth would you not be able to be friends? But at the same time, as I started this video with the story of wrestling with my friends, that is actually a very significant and important part of what bonds me more strongly with the male friends. It's not just that as a man, I need other men because they understand me in a way that women never will. And it's the same the other way around. Men can never truly comprehend what it's like to be a woman, so it's good for women to have female friends. Boys will be boys and girls will be girls. It's just the way it is, even though there's, some people are more masculine, some more feminine, whatever. Those things still exist and they are very much real, and they have an effect on how we interact with each other. And so my experience is that there's a clear difference between having female friends and male friends. In a way, I was more close with the female friends when I needed their, emotional wisdom. There's something about, and you can tell in the comments what you think, like truly, because some people I think would argue that it is toxic masculinity, perhaps, that as a man, I don't feel as comfortable venting to another man about my emotional struggles when it came to relationship stuff. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I don't think it's about toxic masculinity. I just thought it's a case somebody might make, but I think it's like there's different functions for different people. And I just feel like with men, there's this competition and this playfulness. And if you bring this relationship drama into a friendship with a guy, it makes sense to me to sit down with a friend and talk things through, of course. But venting to a male friend, texting them, it just feels weird to me. So anyway, let everyone know in the comments what you think. I'm still brewing. These thoughts and these ideas are still brewing in my mind as I just let them out and made this video. So there's probably gonna be a sequel somewhere down the line if I get some really good comments. I wish I did. I love those. I love it when there's conversation and when I get new ideas from people on the internet. But other than that, it would be fascinating to know how many guys have female friends, how many guys have only female friends, how many guys have close female friends, etc. Because my girlfriend, for example, has a couple of close male friends. Some of them are gay, which changes the dynamics, obviously. And then there's at least one who isn't gay, but is married, and he's a really cool guy. And they help each other out a lot. So I've also seen these very healthy, good relationships between men and women around me that are just purely friendships, and they are very just genuine and good. And that once again brings me back to these comments I have seen online about how men and women can't be friends, because it is so weird. Are those comments made by people who are completely alienated from reality? Because that's what it feels to me. But if you are one of those people who think like that, I'm not attacking you here. I'm just genuinely curious, like what on earth is that? Because I don't get it. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you for watching, and remember to leave a like if you like this video, and consider subscribing if you want to hear more of these ponderings. I thank you for your time. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.